going to see an economic collapse, the likes of which the world has never seen before. It's not only in the United States, it's going global. It's going global. It's going global. The commercial real estate collapse that's going to happen is going to dwarf the residential real estate collapse.
The government is broke. You got Barack now talking about $700 billion stimulus plan, maybe $1 trillion. We don't have any money.
We've reached a decisive turning point in history in the last 24 to 48 hours, where it's become clear that the so-called recovery, the 2.5 years of bailouts, have completely collapsed.
It was created by greed.
It was created by greed
and fear. We have to go beyond that.
We have to go beyond that.
And the people are starting to realize that they're all connected.
I was no longer a fragment of the universe. I was the universe.
As 6.2+ billion people of the Earth witness unprecedented changes in their world.
More and more obvious to people that there's a shift going on. A planetary shift.
We are the generation of hope. We are the generation of hope. Another me, another dream.
You cannot escape the responsibility of tomorrow by evading it today.
Don't forget to touch your camera. We'll keep track of that footage.
Straight, land prone.
Okay, Charlie, say what? Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Quantum physics reveals that it's the invisible stimuli that are much more important. There's a simple quote by Albert Einstein that makes sense out of this, and the quote is, "The field is the sole governing agency of the particle." What Einstein meant by this very simply is the field, the invisible energy forces around us, they are the sole governing agencies of the particle, when the particles matter. And so quantum physics says the character of matter is ultimately determined by the field.
If we were ever going to interact with our bodies, if we want to heal our bodies, we want to create peace in our families or our communities, we must speak to the fields that connect all things. We must find a meaningful language, a non-verbal language that communicates with the stuff that this world is made of. The bottom line, the through line, is that they're all speaking about an experience, an inner experience that we have focused on our hearts. What the science now is showing is that those experiences extend beyond our bodies into the world around us, because the field of our heart is part of the world around us and connected with that field. So that when individuals can find a way to create coherence in their lives and become more cooperative, less aggressive, more willing to solve problems together, that experience is transmitted in this field, and others begin to find the same experience just because they're in that field. They're in that field.
The essential interdependence
of all humankind, that we are human only through the humanity of other human beings.
Meditation could help us here at Occupy Wall.
No problem can be solved at the level of consciousness at which the problem was created.
Put your hand on your heart. And just ask yourself internally. What kind of world do I want to live in? I want to live in. I want to live in. And now ask yourself. How can I make that happen? How can I make that happen?
A choice right now between fear and love.
Then there is no difficulty in you having a white coat, or he having a red coat, or me having a black coat. These distinctions no longer become such a dominant factor in one's life.
We stand united as one.
choice right now between fear and love.
We can speak about the essential goodness of all human beings. We've been through rough times. The bad, the evil, doesn't have the last word. It's ultimately the goodness and laughter and joy and caring and compassion. Those are what are going to prevail in the end.